go ahead.
People were talking about converting into USDC and everything, and I just want to throw this out there that personally, I even though I'm still buying HEX, I'm doing it within MetaMask because I think that they haven't actually, so like actually doing the swap with MetaMask, I don't think have had a coin come out yet. But if I had to pick the next airdrop where you're going to get $1,000 or $2,000 free, if you look in MetaMask, if you use the swap function, which is only available on desktop as far as I know, they're taking a tiny little percent. And I made the mistake with the 1 inch. I was comparing between Uniswap and 1 inch, and I was saying, oh, Uniswap's a couple dollars cheaper. I'm going to use that. So there were a bunch of times where I could have gotten even more 1 inch airdrops. I was very lucky to get one, and but I was like on the page, like in a different account, ready to hit buy, and I was like, oh, I'm going to save $2 here. And so I just wanted to throw that out, that sometimes if the market is predicting that, or if insiders have information, they're going to the fees are going to be a couple dollars higher because there's going to be more people are willing to pay a premium because they think that maybe that's going to happen with an airdrop in the future. And so MetaMask, they do record not on etherscan.io, but within the account itself, there's a little spot in your history of transactions where it says that you did it with MetaMask. And again, they're getting like less than a 1% fee. But if I was MetaMask, I'd be saying, oh, now that I have revenue, I can really go ahead and do an ICO or some kind of whatever it's going to be. But I just want to throw that out there because what we've seen in the past is that whenever individuals in HEX, whenever they're buying HEX using these different decentralized exchanges that are trusted, then it leads to our community getting this huge transfer of wealth to us. And then what do we do with it? We buy HEX. We spend money on HEX cameos and lots of stuff for the community. So keep that in mind if you're already going to be doing transactions. You might use a MetaMask swap.
Yeah, Maddie, that's a good point. I actually had the same exact thought when I was messing around with 1 inch, and I ended up lucky enough to get one, but I could have had multiples because I'm like, this isn't guaranteed. I don't want to mess with the liquidity pool thing, and I'll just do one for shits and giggles, And I noticed the fees being considerably more. I'm like, I'm not doing any more over there. Transferred, just got out of that and sold and did my HEX contribution per usual. But that's a really, really good point. I didn't think about the MetaMask swap on desktop because the reason I haven't used that is the same reason. It's more expensive. It's not the best deal.
Yes.
But that's a good point to do that. And I set up like 7 or 8 wallets just before the holidays for to set things up for people for Christmas gifts. And I realized after the fact, I don't know why I made it so complicated, but I mean, all you have to do is take the browser extension off and then just create a new wallet. That's it. I was way more difficult than I had to. And then
or you can even create a new Google Chrome account. You can link a new account and it'll actually generate a whole new MetaMask wallet.
Gotcha. Right on. Yeah, because I was thinking about that, or even an OS logon for your desktop or for your PC rather, to go about it that way. And then I'm just like, wait a minute, this is silly, because I was going to go around to all the workstations at my office and just use each one. And then as soon as I did on the first one, I'm like, what am I? I'm an idiot. I'm like, this is so simple, So I just created all the wallets and put a bunch of HEX in there, so everybody got some good gifts for Christmas. And
smart.
They're growing, and then of course hanging on to the seeds, because I mean, there's gonna invariably be a few dipshits that lose their information and then don't have access to it in 5 years, because I put them all out for 5 years, and so, and I'm trustworthy, so yeah, it's. But yeah, I'll have to go into those wallets and maybe do those transactions again, or add an extra little bit through the MetaMask.
Yeah. I've also been doing a minimum like of $50. So let's just say with my 1 inch, money at $1,200 or something, and so I put it into ETH, and then I sent the ETH to all these different wallets, each with $50 to swap it into HEX. And of course, I had to put like $80 in because the transaction fees are super high. Last night, when everybody was partying, and the fees were really low.
Yeah.
It was down to like $8, and so that was a really good time. But you know, it could happen, and we know that with 1inch, I think somebody said it had to be a minimum of $25 or 35 or so. There was some, because
had to be 4 transactions or a minimum of $25 traded.
Yeah, so that's why I'm doing these trades for $50 or more, just as kind of a prediction. Again, it would be a shame to like do a dollar trade and then, you know, miss out.